What happens to your mind and body when you overdo porn, masturbation, and death grip? Before we dive in, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more deep dives. Comment below if this resonates with you. Did you know? Within just weeks of heavy porn use, your dopamine receptors can downregulate, meaning normal intimacy isn't enough to stimulate you. Daily extreme masturbation techniques can lead to pelvic floor fatigue and even early onset erectile difficulties in surprisingly healthy men. Up to 70% of men report episodes of low-intensity erections or death grip-style desensitization, but few talk about it. Introduction: Why it matters. Let me take you back. We live in a world designed for instant gratification. Stress, boredom, or a moment alone and boom, there's porn. No emotional effort, no rejection, just raw stimulation. That ease is alluring, but it can cost us more than we realize, especially when our brains and bodies get rewired for synthetic stimuli. How fapping frequency and porn use hijack your system. 1. Dopamine overload, the silent saboteur of desire. When you repeatedly expose yourself to high-intensity, hyper-stimulating adult content, you're essentially training your brain to expect unrealistic levels of pleasure. Porn is not just simple arousal, it's a supernormal stimulus. It bombards your visual and auditory senses with novelty, variety, and extremes your ancestors could never have imagined. Here, what happens on a chemical level? Every time you click to the next scene, swipe to the next performer, or escalate to more extreme categories, your brain releases a sharp dopamine spike. But dopamine isn't just the pleasure molecule, it's the anticipation molecule. It drives your craving for more, pushing you to seek new, even more intense stimuli. At first, this feels exciting. You think, wow, this is fun, I feel alive. But over time, like adding more and more sugar to your coffee, your taste buds, and in this case, your reward system, become desensitized. What used to excite you no longer registers the same. You need more scenes, more novelty, more intensity just to feel the same basic thrill. Eventually, the ordinary touch of a real partner, someone who isn't acting like a performer, who doesn't switch positions every 10 seconds, who has natural flaws, just doesn't give the same rush. Real-world intimacy feels muted. Even though your body still can respond, your testosterone levels may be fine, your cardiovascular health normal, your brain has rewired its expectations. It's like your reward system has gone numb from overstimulation. So yes, on paper your erection is healthy, but the signal your brain sends is weaker because the receptors are fatigued. Your mind whispers, this isn't as exciting as what I'm used to, and your body follows. Science speaks louder than myths. Neural desensitization is real. Long-term exposure to high-intensity sexual stimulation has been shown to reduce the density and sensitivity of D2 dopamine receptors in the brain's reward circuitry. These are the same receptors involved in motivation and pleasure, not just for sex, but for everyday joys like food, connection, and achievement. Journal of Sexual Medicine, 2023. It's not always a plumbing issue. Many men with self-reported erectile dysfunction have completely normal hormone levels, proper blood flow, and no cardiovascular issues. This suggests their struggle isn't medical in the traditional sense, it's neurological. Their arousal pathways have been hijacked by artificial stimuli, leaving real intimacy underwhelming. Anderson et al., 2021. To make it worse, the brain remembers these supercharged moments. It creates a porn template for arousal that is difficult to match in a normal bedroom setting. So you might crave the extreme while simultaneously feeling less and less satisfied by what's real. It's not that you've lost attraction to real partners, you've simply reprogrammed your arousal map to favor digital fantasy over reality. And here's the kicker, the more you do it, the deeper the wiring goes. Like carving a path in the forest, repeated porn use makes the dopamine trail stronger for artificial stimuli and weaker for natural connection. Over time, even if you want to stop, your brain still leans toward the easy, instant reward because that's what it's been trained to seek. 2. Conditioning your ejaculation reflex. Fast, aggressive solo sessions teach your body to prioritize urgency over control. Frequent stimulation with high speed and pressure rewires neural circuits toward fast completion, sacrificing endurance, depth, and emotional connection. 3. Pelvic floor burnout. Your pelvic floor, the muscles supporting erection and ejaculation, are designed for strength, not exhaustion. Aggressive gripping fatigues them. Exhausted muscles lead to weaker erections, diminished control, and even numbness. They demand mindful maintenance, not abusive routines. The death grip effect. Oversensitivity, anxiety, sudden ED, it's probably not your hormones, it's your grip. Gripping too hard or too fast over time desensitizes nerve receptors along the shaft. This creates a preference for intense friction, one that real partners simply can't match. Even with someone attractive, the body doesn't respond. Disappointment creeps in, anxiety kicks in, and that anxiety suppresses arousal because your sympathetic nervous system is now doing all the talking. Hidden feedback loops. These aren't isolated habits, they amplify each other. 1. Ed from porn leads to frustration. 2. Frustration leads to more porn and grip. 3. This reinforces the cycle of deeper dysfunction. It's a classic negative feedback loop: more stimulus, less natural pleasure, and then guilt and shame set in, making it worse. Why most guys don't realize and keep amplifying it. Denial and doubling down are common. Men don't see immediate consequences. Society rarely talks about masturbation habits or porn-induced ED. Erectile issues are embarrassing, so men hide them, often medicating symptoms with pills or supplements, instead of addressing the root mechanical and habit-based issues. But there is a way out: rewire, rebuild, recover. Step 1. Hit pause on synthetic pleasures. This doesn't mean quitting sex or masturbation forever, it means a dopamine detox. Reduce or eliminate porn. Slow down masturbation deliberately. Explore novel, gentle forms of stimulation, e.g., featherlight, sensual, mindful touch. Step 2. Rebalance pelvic strength. Pelvic floor exercises, Kegels and reverse Kegels, even 5 minutes daily can. Strengthen control. Increase firmness. Improve stamina and sexual response. Pair with posture, deep diaphragmatic breathing, and core stability to reinforce. Step 3. Practice mindful pleasure. Avoid goal-oriented masturbation. Slow down. Emphasize sensation over speed. This shifts neural conditioning from urgency and release to connection and presence. Step 4. Reignite emotional intimacy. Eye contact. Shared vulnerability. Trust and emotional safety. These amplify arousal, providing an emotional charge no screen can mimic. Step 5. Optimize lifestyle. Prioritize sleep. Hydrate deeply. Eat whole, nutrient-dense foods. Exercise, especially cardio and strength. Healthy blood flow equals healthy erections. Timeline to recovery, what to expect. 1 week 1 2 flatness, boredom, maybe crankiness. Your brain's dopamine resists recalibration. This is your system rebooting. 2 weeks 3 6 subtle signals return, natural sexual thoughts, fleeting sensitivity. 3 months 2 3 emotional arousal resurfaces, erection becomes rockier with intimacy, pelvic floor starts firing effectively. 4 ongoing consistency builds a new baseline, resilience, stamina, confidence, authentic pleasure. Science-backed evidence. A 2024 MRI study on habitual porn users found measurable increases in tolerance thresholds for sexual content, indicating real neural adaptation. Neuropsychology Today. Randomized trials on Kegel-based rehab for ED found 70% improvement in sexual function within 3 months. Urology Journal, 2022. Personal perspective. As someone who's worked with men facing these issues, the pattern repeats. Great health. Active lifestyle. Still struggling in bed. Once we unwind the digital habit loops, gentle movement practices, and mindfulness, they reconnect profoundly with themselves and their partners. It's less about no porn forever and more about reclaiming choice, sensitivity, and emotional responsiveness. Recap of the journey. Porn plus fast masturbation plus death grip equals neural and physical rewiring that diminishes real intimacy. Symptoms: duller arousal, weaker erections, premature ejaculation, anxiety. Solution: awareness, detox, mindful touch, pelvic strength training, emotional reconnection, and lifestyle health. Result: recalibrated sensitivity, empowered masculinity, deeper connection, and confidence that sticks. Final punch: what happens? You don't just fix sex, you reclaim yourself. When you move away from quick fix pleasure and retrain your system toward depth, you become more present. Your emotional bandwidth expands. Your intimacy becomes richer and more satisfying. Your energy carries over into work, life, relationships. You light up. If you found value here, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment with your experiences or how this has shifted your perspective. Let this not just be another video you watched, let it be the moment you chose depth, connection, and fuller aliveness over numbing convenience. What happens to your body and mind when you reboot? End of story, but start of real living. Thanks for watching. See you in the comments, and next time, let's build a mind and body worth showing up for every day.